This is AV SuperFriends Perspectives, a collection of interviews, discussions, and presentations from conferences, trade shows, and events that just don't fit either of the other two shows. Some are long, some are short, but they'll all have valuable insights, useful information, or just good conversation with thought leaders and subject matter experts. And now, the AV SuperFriends. So we're live at ETC 2025 in lovely downtown Raleigh, North Carolina.
NC State.
At NC State. We should grab some of the NC State guys here coming up too.
Yes.
So, we just set up in the middle of the big room, which we've done a couple times in the past, and I grabbed two people wandering by. So joined by who's now waving?
Frank Alaimo from UNLV
and
Jim Spencer from Legrand, AB.
So and Justin's here too. He doesn't count.
Yeah, I found a clean table for us to sit on.
Yeah, it was Justin's job, and then he started talking. Or no, arguing Teams rooms and Zoom rooms again. But
Yeah, we're delayed.
again. We're doing this again.
So,
Not Adobe?
So Frank, Jim, what's going on? What do you guys think of the conference? How is it this year? How's NC State? How's Raleigh? All those fun things.
Awesome campus. I just took a walk around for my lunch break. Walked about a mile and a half around the campus.
You did
It
an
is
unauthorized campus tour?
gorgeous. I sure did. I did not enter any buildings, but I did walk around. It is really, really nice. It brings me back to living on the East Coast. It reminded me of my campus that I graduated from and every school that I've been to up back east, where everything's brick, trees are green, being out in the desert and surrounded by the same sterile buildings everywhere.
The paint is green there.
Yeah. I mean,
Some of it, maybe.
yeah. But, awesome campus.
I was
Great
shocked
show
about
as usual.
how spread out the campus was.
Yeah, it's massive. I mean, there's two of them. I mean, there's one across the highway, and I didn't even make it to that one.
Did you go through the tunnel?
I did. We found our way back to here to the tally. I was like, oh, let's go through the tunnel, and they came out, and I was right back to where we started.
Well, and Justin, you're staying on the far side of the other campus.
Yeah, I did something stupid. So I was like, well, I'm going to, based upon where our hotel is on campus at WKU, based upon where our student union is, it's like, why don't I just stay on the on-campus hotel and just walk 5 minutes down the road to the student union? So I booked the hotel over there on State View. Come to find out, it's a 2-mile drive on campus to the student union from that location. So, yeah, I should just probably follow directions next time and stay where everybody else is staying.
Yeah, and Google Maps works too.
Well, I just figured and assumed. You know what that does.
Sounds like the time I did the Airbnb for Infocom on the far side of the highway with no bridge.
Oh boy.
You're stuck.
That's pretty rough.
You were probably where, in Orlando?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's where the secret hotels are on the other side of the convention center that nobody knows about. But
If you got a car, no big deal.
oh well, there's that too.
Yeah, so we have a car here. So it was if we flew, I'd be up shit creek right now.
I have a car, and it's sitting in the garage at the hotel. I said, the hell with it. I'm not going to keep moving. I'm just going to take the shuttle.
Oh, you've
It
been
works
taking the
out.
shuttle?
Yeah. I'll drive
Me too.
tomorrow. Tomorrow after the tour, I'm going to drive around a little bit and, back and forth to the airport. I used it, but yeah.
You can drive around campus, take a driving tour around campus.
No. Did you see the traffic? Like, it was
Yeah,
funny. I was walking
traffic's
with some
rough.
people, and I'm like,
And the
on our
events start
campus,
today.
Yeah, the fair's going on, but I asked one of the students, and they're like, this is completely normal every day. I'm like, they park right on the road. Tractor trailers coming through, unloading stuff. I'm like, that would not fly on my campus. We're completely gridlocked. Everything's on the outside. You walk inside. But
That's the way
we're
our
a lot
campus
smaller.
is. We don't want people driving through campus.
No.
They drive around campus
Yeah.
and then walk
Right.
in.
Yeah, well, we're a lot smaller. I mean, my campus is 330 or 340 acres. This is like, I don't know, 2,000
like
acres.
5 miles by 5 miles.
Yes, this is huge. It's like a county.
It is.
So how has ETC been for you guys? Jim, this is your third ETC since you went to the dark side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on the change from higher ed to a higher ed supporting sales role? Any difference from that? Now you're standing on the other side of the table.
Which is a little bit more work. You're a little bit more obligated to be there the whole time, bell to bell. So a lot of time on your feet, but the cool thing is ETC's a community. Mm-hmm. You know the folks, you've been seeing them for years. It's like a family reunion, really.
Mm-hmm.
And
Dysfunctional family reunion.
yeah. But when we're not throwing food and having a fight, it's really good. So we've got good neighbors. Honestly, I really like how we've kind of had this evolution of where where we're sitting right now to watch presentations and things, we haven't done that a ton, but being the same room as the exhibitors. So then, if you eat your meal quickly, you're in the same space, and I think this is a lot better for that mingling and those organic conversations.
Yeah, I really like this setup we're in now, where we're in the ballroom, I guess.
Yeah, good
This
words.
is also like the exhibit hall, if you want to call it that, because all the booths are around the periphery, but the tables for dining are in the middle, and so it kind of gives you a central point to come back in for touchdown and all that. And there's breakout rooms for the sessions, but this is a great place to just come hang out if you need to do some work or you need to check in with people, or like you said, those organic conversations where you just stop by, or as you two guys did, wandered by, and we strong-armed you and forced you to sit down. And it's just an opportunity to kind of
You're
make sure
not getting paid for this?
No,
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, Frank's got a
he's
contract.
paying you.
We
Yeah.
don't have the budget for that.
But I like this setup, and there's some conferences that do this and others that don't, and I think this model really works well.
Yeah.
It's tough, though. Some schools don't have a space like this. In mid-semester, their campus is packed right now. I mean,
busy.
the SU is jammed, and where we're having our sessions, there's rooms with actual classes in them for the students in some of these rooms. So we're taking away from some of their space. I couldn't do this mid-semester in my campus.
We probably could if we had enough planning, because we would have the rooms, because our student union is full event space. They don't have classes in there. But then we would have to figure out hotels and parking.
Yeah, our event space is the student union. We do have rooms like this, but student government, the sororities, the fraternities.
They use it during the day?
All the time.
Really?
Yeah, they have special events all the time. And our special event group, their salaries are paid for by the money coming in from events. So they're constantly out there trying to sell it. And there's people like us, outsiders, coming to the campus to use the spaces as well. So it would be tough for me to host something like this during the semester. Yeah, it would be tough. That's why when we did Northwest Met, we were at the Hard Rock off campus.
Okay.
Yeah, we only did the campus tours on campus. Everything else was at the Hard Rock, and all the dinners were off-site.
Really?
So it was just hosted by us since it's half a mile away.
Yeah.
That's a hard balance. Like, I remember when Notre Dame hosted in 17, it was kind of like the return to being on campus instead of being in a hotel down the street.
Yeah.
And logistically, booking that many hotel rooms, making it align with the football schedule, your availability compared to classes, all of those logistics, it's hard. And we know our own campuses, but we need to do something to scale. And then have 30 exhibitor tables, and people need to load and unload and ship things in and out, and you need flex space and all the logistics. There's a lot to it.
Yeah.
So, is it publicly official outside of the room? They've announced that next year is Penn State.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're
Going home, baby.
And
gonna
kind
be-
of the same situation there. They mentioned, we don't know, based upon the football schedule, exact
dates.
dates.
Right.
Yet.
No,
It
they have
could
the
range.
dates. I thought
But they finally did the dates.
I thought.
Well, they have a date range.
week.
They have a range.
Yeah. But if it's Monday to
But they don't
Thursday
have
or
the
Tuesday
football
to
home
Friday.
schedule out next year, so
Yeah,
they
I
don't
got
know.
you. I know what you're saying.
Because
Well-
I think they would like to do it similar to this. They want to do it midweek till Friday into
Well, I
Saturday.
heard
But
Tuesday through Saturday as one option. I was like, ooh.
well, that's what they did here. But the problem with that is if there's a football game on Saturday, then everything in town starting on Thursday and Friday gets booked up.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Right.
And being in a small college town, that's a
Yeah,
It's the thing
tough.
to do.
It's going to be tricky for some folks to get to, though, because it's not exactly an easy. There's no close airports.
Fly to Pittsburgh and then
You
drive.
got Pittsburgh. You can go to
Well,
Scranton, where I'm from. You
State
can,
College has an airport,
Yeah, but it's not an international. Like, I can't get there from Vegas,
not nonstop.
so I'm going to have to do 2 hops to get
Yeah,
to it.
for me it would be to Denver, to Chicago, to State College or something. But
Yeah. But even the State College Airport, the closest hop I can think of, there's none from Scranton where I'll be going at before or after. Harrisburg maybe, Allentown I doubt it, Philly for sure, Pittsburgh would be the other one, but
So they have their
I'd
own
sooner
airport, or is it just named?
no, it's a little
It's a
regional.
it's a
local,
regional municipal airport.
Not as much commercial.
But your chances are land in Pittsburgh or Harrisburg and take the 2-hour drive and drive up.
It's
So
2 hours.
Let's plan it today. We'll get to Harrisburg. We'll rent a party bus. We'll all come together. Let's coordinate this.
This sounds like a
That sounds like a lot
This
of
is a
work.
Frank.
No. This is not a lot of work. We can figure this out.
Yeah.
We can figure this out. Ooh, I like this.
Well, if you're doing that, we could stop by Hershey, PA.
100%, and we'll go through
Yeah.
the Yingling Brewery, and then we'll swing, make a left there,
So
and
it's-
swing right over to it.
So it's
Getting our
official
picture
that
taken.
Penn State's ETC is 2 weeks long, right? That's what
Yeah,
all of our
yeah.
families are hearing.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. So I did send out a calendar invite to all the AV Super Friends, so at least it's on their calendars, and they will see who begs out of that one. So
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah, I'll be there. I don't know the rest of you guys, but
I'll be there.
It's important.
You
I
could
don't know
probably
yet.
you could probably drive it. I mean, how far
You
would that
could
be?
drive it.
I don't know.
Yeah, shit. It's only probably about 6 hours for you.
Haven't looked it up.
6.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
I'm
How,
gonna look it
how
up
far
right
from
now.
you to Cincinnati?
Cincinnati?
Yeah.
For 3.5, 4 hours maybe.
Really?
So,
That far?
so Cleveland's closer to you then? Isn't Cleveland below Cincinnati?
Cincinnati's right across the river.
No, you got those reversed.
and then
Cincinnati's
Cleveland
south.
is way up there. So Cincinnati
Cleveland's
is
the
right
stake on the
north.
lake. That's right.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's down.
Cincinnati's Three Rivers.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Apparently, we need to have one of these in Ohio and figure this all out.
Yeah.
You guys are all
Eat
terrible
some
at
chili.
geography.
But yeah, you
We
could
live
like
next
chili
door.
in
We don't
State.
know what it looks
You
like.
probably got a 5-6 hour drive to Penn State. You could drive that.
You think so?
He's gonna ask
let me
AI
ask
right now.
AI.
Well, while Justin asked AI how long it takes for him to drive from Bowling Green to State College, let's talk general themes. What are we seeing here as far as themes of either the discussions, the sessions, the gear and software systems being demonstrated? What are you guys seeing out there?
I don't want to throw that 2-letter word out, but I think
TV.
AI. I think we're kind of all over it, but there's a need for it. I just don't know if we're using it correctly. I think people are inventing things just to sell things, just because uber nerds want to buy things. So I think there's cool things. I don't think there's anything here. I mean, the Intermesh stuff over there, I've been talking to Paul for a couple months. That stuff's some sorcery.
That is pretty slick. Justin and I were talking about it yesterday. It's like we need to go back
he
and find
wants
out
to
like
see you guys.
what's
so.
the secret sauce. So
Yeah, I need to see the button presses and the exact
Yeah.
steps, like what's
It's-
going on.
It's really cool. That thing, I mean, obviously Talum, we partnered with them last year. While we were here, Frank's team actually got my team up and running with our instance. All of our data is finally in, so when I get back to the office on Monday, I'll have something to look at. But from a data perspective, that's what my bosses are asking for.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I get my money now. I need to prove everything. But I got to go to them and say, well, I need 10 grand to buy this to get that information. I need 20 grand to buy this to get that information. It's not spreadsheets anymore. You know, I have a little over 11,000 pieces of hardware on my campus, and that's my stuff, let alone the department stuff we didn't even import yet. So I'm going to be tickling around a 15,000 item limit amount of hardware.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And to go back to my boss and my CIO and say, hey, I need $1 million this year, $2 million. Here's the proof, So
Data-driven decisions.
yeah, and that's the thing. The data-wise, I'm excited about. I'm not a data guy at all. I'm a hardware guy. But my bosses want the data. Mm-hmm. Everything else that's here, it seems more refined. I think a lot of the products that we're seeing now, they took some time to develop them. I think in years past, they just used to make things, bring them to the table and see what worked and what didn't. I think there's a lot of the companies now that are really starting to you're getting pushback from folks like us, and manufacturers are starting to finally listen to us. So I think they're putting a little more time into product development. There's some cool things. That Sennheiser, a little, I guess you can call it a USB wireless lav. It's kind of like I don't know how it is. A little tiny microphone you put on, you put one on, you plug it into an iPad, it records you.
Oh, that's cool. I need to go look at that.
And
Yeah, Alex was talking about Sennheiser has some new stuff I
Yeah.
should go look at. So I don't.
Let's go right now.
it's like
Let's go.
$299 for a little 4-mic kit.
Huh.
Yeah. So he's like, it's perfect for podcasters and people like that. And I'm thinking about it for my DRC office. So my disabilities office can hand them out to people that don't want to wear the assisted listening devices we have.
Yep.
So, and the Auracast that's here, Dan Case did an awesome presentation on that earlier. And
Yeah.
he's done that now for Northwest Met and here.
Do you have it on campus yet?
We don't. I'm coming back. That's probably the one thing I'm bringing back from here to go
Well,
to
and
my
I heard,
boss and do.
was it
bought
just today?
that they
Yeah.
this week or whenever that the newest
The new Google
Android
update
16
can now support.
Yes.
Jim, help me out here.
Auracast.
What's the Android up to? You have an Android phone in your pocket.
16?
No, I don't.
Oh, I thought you did. Never mind.
And
I
Apple
retract
is
that
not
statement.
approved yet, but they said that the firmware update coming in the future will enable it.
Well, they said that 2 years ago too.
We were
so.
at dinner
Well,
last
they
night. I
waited
think
for the new phone to come out for that to happen.
Oh, is it? So my understanding was all of the new phones by both Android, Google, any of those Google partners, and Apple, for the most part, the hardware chips support it and have for like over a year, but the software's not there in the operating system.
Right.
But now it sounds like Android is actually moving forward with that, which is great.
Approved.
Yeah.
The Pixel phone approved.
That's great.
Which
Yeah.
is awesome because that's going to be the killer app for Auracast is when the device you already have with you supports it.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't need another device because we're
That's the
actually
turning
running into
point.
that now with the assisted listening that students hate them. They understand the need for them, but they will go so far as to like bring their own
Yes.
stuff in.
Yeah.
Because they're more comfortable with that. They don't want to identify by having to wear big goofy cans
Yep.
like we're wearing
Right.
now. They don't want to have to be put the spotlight put on them that they're different
needs
somehow or
probably a
anything like
special
that. So-
request. They have to go and actively seek it out. Nobody's
Yep.
going to just,
Yep.
hand it to them. And then the person there, it's like, oh, let me find this in this dusty drawer and dust it off real quick and figure this out.
Dust in your drawers? What's going
Yeah,
on?
Dusty Drawers.
I do have
That's
Dusty
a good
Drawers.
country music band name, right?
Yeah, Dusty Drawers. Or NASCAR driver. Maybe.
you'd still be the diplomat.
Yeah. Dusty Drawers driving the Diplomat.
Well,
Like
if it's country music act, it's going to be Dusty Drawers and the Skid Marks.
Now we know what. Now we know what the name of this episode is.
Yeah, this would be Dusty Drawers and the Skid Marks.
They could play music at like a senior living center or something like that.
Lord,
It's downhill quick.
I do want to go back to something you said there, Frank, and Jim, you were starting to talk about it as well. But like, we're seeing a lot of like data-driven services and products now. I think projectors are projectors, displays are displays, microphones are microphones. But like now, it's that question of like, why do I need this? How many do I have? How do I manage these? How do I get all this stuff into one system and not need to switch between 10 different services to keep track of that? I mean, what are you guys seeing out there related to this idea of like managing data and like trying to track all this stuff we have and how it works together? And it also proves that kind of cost of ROI, and is this the right investment for our campus?
That's Intermesh right there. You just said it. It's a single pane of glass. So I have, if you have a campus that has silos and you have people that use Crestron and people that use Extron, so you got GV and Cloud, both get imported into that. His Middle Atlantic stuff that they use for their
Racklink
power and
Cloud,
their rack links,
cloud
he's
deployment,
using
yeah.
that rack link right over there right now, pulling that info. SolarWinds, anything from Splunk, you name it with an IP address, it goes into his
I don't-
single pane of glass, and you're watching it live.
I don't know if that's the story of them. That's the part of the story
So
that's interesting.
He's
the
got
other part.
sorcery and he's got secret sauce.
So I like the sorcery part
This is-
where
yeah.
basically, I don't really understand exactly what's going on with the processing and the UIs and the touch panels, but he's able to interchange an AMX,
Yeah.
an Extron, and a Crestron touch panel and button panels.
Yes.
And he's
Live.
claiming HTML5,
Yep.
but some of those don't support HTML5. So how is the button panels?
something with
I
Simple
don't-
Sharp and
and
Python
stuff and
something
things.
that is making it all work on the back end.
So let's say if you have a mixed bag of nuts like we do on our campus, and it's hard to spare out every system. If you have a few touch panels laying around, it doesn't matter the manufacturer anymore. You can swap an Extron with a Crestron with Intermesh, and it just
You
plug and play.
don't even need a Tron. You could put a Kindle.
a Kindle.
He has a
there.
wireless Kindle
That
running
if
the
somebody
same
takes
software.
it with them,
Right.
Who
So
gives
it's
a
not
shit?
70
because
bucks,
it's
you took
40
it away.
bucks, 50 bucks,
Right.
whatever it is.
So that has the same layout GUI as a Crestron panel, and the button pushes are changing across 6 different panels, 6 different manufacturers live. And you can unplug one and plug it into the other, and
it just
instantly
works.
It just works.
I don't understand that.
And that's the reason why it's not cheap.
Oh, there's the catch.
So that's why it's definitely not inexpensive at all. But when you get to an enterprise level, like most of us, everything's negotiable. Is
Yeah.
exactly what he said.
Yeah.
The guys at Michigan, Jeremy at UM, they have a huge rollout.
Really?
Yeah. So
We'll have to talk with them maybe. Are you
Yeah.
talking with them and seeing their...
I'm going to be, hopefully Paul's going to connect us somehow because we want to see he showed us their instance,
so
but
when you do that, if you guys are you going to set up some kind of Zoom
Yeah,
or something,
probably
whatever?
just a call.
Can you just
Add
invite
you guys in?
WKU
Yeah,
to
go
that?
ahead. We can do a whole
If
thing.
you remember us,
Unless maybe you guys want to
Wyoming?
host something.
I suppose we could. Yeah, I need to go talk to him and see kind of what's going on over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting
Just take
idea.
a look at it.
So,
Maybe
yeah.
we do an AV SuperFriends host. And maybe they do a little spiel.
sir, you have ideas.
Frank
Yeah.
is full of it. I mean, ideas.
Full of ideas.
You're both correct. But yeah, no, I think that right now.
I've never heard of Intermesh before. Like, were they at
So-
Infocom?
No, so I actually convinced him to come here 2 weeks ago. Literally, he was the last one to sign up, and he was going to be in. He's going to London tomorrow or Saturday for 2 weeks, and he was going from Australia to London. I detoured him here before he goes there,
Wow.
and I'm trying to get him in front of end users because the folks that he was getting in front of are dealers, integrators.
They don't give a shit about that.
100%. And now he's actually getting the guy that writes the check, not the guy that's going to be doing this.
Because that is almost a problem for some of these integrators.
Well, the integrator can use his panel. So this is what's cool about it. I become a customer. I have an instance. My integrator gets a login to my instance, and if I have a problem if I'm here and something goes down, I can call the office and say, hey, tell so and so there's a problem. They can remote in and respond live and watch my campus in action as a division of my instance.
Delegated access.
Delegated access, yeah, exactly. So it's almost like going to be my integrator can sell this as a part of his support package to schools.
Like you have an SLA
Schools. Exactly.
with all of your customers.
So it's going to be good in both. It's not going to be bad for anybody. I think it's awesome for everybody.
So as an integrator, I could sell it to
100%. That's
Other people.
his other business.
So does he have integration partners?
Yes. So
Damn it.
she's over there. So there's one over there right now. But he's got several companies under So this is InnoMesh by InnoMate.
Okay.
InnoMate is his other is the main company. This is just the software. His other part is the software as a service that he does AV support for campuses around Australia.
Okay.
So he's based there, doing well there, trying to get to the States, trying to get to the UK. So he's got someone here from Scotland, and he's got Michigan. So he's got and everybody in Australia that uses it. So he's trying to expand. They're only 8 years old. It's a small company. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like something of a disruptor as well.
I think it's gonna piss off some of the Trons.
Well, like when things went C#
But-
and HTML5,
Right.
it could have been unified then.
Yes.
This
They
is
did
going
it
to
to
be
themselves.
a tool that people
Yes.
can use to pull that lever and actually
Yeah.
flex that.
Yeah, they did it to themselves, and if they ever do listen and they know who they are, Frank has said it more than once. You're biting yourselves in the ass by not allowing the end users to tell you what we want to capture for the data. Don't limit my data. Don't limit what I'm trying to get. Don't tell me this is what you can do. No. I tell you what to do. That's the way it works. I paid for this contract.
Right.
So I'm not gonna. I mean,
I think we're maturing to where we know what questions we want to answer, though.
exactly. It's
Like
back to the
when you were talking
data-driven
about
stuff.
SNMP traps yesterday, yeah, you can tell if it's online. You can tell if it's on or off. You can read your lamp hours. There's 500 other parameters that might be more important if you actually have a plan for that and know what you're trying to ask.
Yeah. Don't just tell me on, off, lamp hours. I can get a serial number, and that's
Who
what I'm.
cares?
Right. No, I want to do a lot of stuff to it, and I want to be able to pull that down real time. I want to be able to put out. My boss calls me on a Monday at 8 o'clock. By 2 o'clock, I got a full spreadsheet. I'm sending him a full report. These rooms did this. This is how many tickets I had. This is that. Done. Printed out.
Well,
Boom.
some of that verbose data too, like, so you've got 100 projectors that are all the same thing. You might find that one of them is taking 5 extra seconds to cool off at the same air temperature,
Yep.
or with AI,
Yep.
we could predict some of those. There's fault detection and
it's
prediction.
where you get into like I've heard it described as predictive maintenance, not just preventive maintenance. Hey, we've noticed this projector has dropped offline 6 times in the last 3 days. There's something there we need to go look at, and it's been offline for 10 minutes, and then it comes back, but something weird there. So whatever that might be, we're going to proactively cycle the PoE injector, the network switch, whatever it might be. There's things you could script, things that you can do, and a lot of it's going to be trial and error. To your point, don't limit what I want to capture, because I don't know yet what I need to capture, and there may be things down the road. And now we're back to that kind of data-driven discussion of let me get all the data, let me manipulate it, let me see what I need to build, because if I have access to all of that and I start building those systems, what I'm doing in 3 years is probably something I would never even have thought of.
Yeah.
But if you're only letting me look at these 5 parameters, then that's of little use. And that's why I keep bringing up that, like, the online offline status, the red light green light, is like the least valuable thing.
Right.
Okay, yes, it's on, or let me rephrase, yes, it's online, it's there,
but it may not be working.
I
mean, it may be locked up, but responding to, network, whatever.
We also shouldn't get bogged down with, like, let's look one level deeper. There's a point where the radio keys and you just have to walk.
Yeah.
Like, it's offline, they're reporting a problem,
I'm
going there.
Yeah.
But, the predictive is really, really...
If it's
that's
predictable, it's
an appealing idea.
preventable. Simple as that.
Yeah.
If it's predictable, it's preventable. The thing is, with that... Oh, screw it, I'll say it. With XIO, right? If you're paying for the XIO cloud and you're using the cloud, well, good for you. Campuses of my size and campuses with my specialties in our rooms, it's completely ineffective for us. We have our own AV framework, which they stole from us. It was UNLV framework. We all know that. My programmer developed all that, and they bogarted it. We know that. And I bust them about it all the time.
Did you call it System Builder before that?
No, we actually called it UNLV Framework. And that's what it was called before Crestron did their thing. But anyway, I like to fool with them anyway. But
I know you got beef with it, but like the idea of I don't need to reinvent the wheel to turn this on, and I don't need to reinvent the wheel to undo mute when I hit volume up. Like we rewrite so much
Fusion worked
code
awesome, right?
that should be a known quantity.
Fusion was that. We took the program that our programmer made, dumped those attributes into Fusion,
right?
And Fusion did what we wanted it to do. Then you don't support Fusion anymore. You put out XIO Cloud. XIO Cloud does not report the stuff that we want it to report. And if you use the free version, you don't get the Web GUI X panel. Okay, keeping that from someone because it's a free thing, shame on you. They've been a customer for you for years, and you're going to eliminate Fusion, offer a free version of the cloud, but not give them the remote monitoring that they need. Shame on you. And I've said it, and I've said it before. That doesn't care.
No.
All live data, all disrupted. Yes.
But also for money.
But you're paying to play. Absolutely, you're going to pay for it. It's not free. It's not cheap either, but it's customizable to what you need.
It's interesting.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And it's an asset management too. It kind of takes some of the things that I do with something else. It does asset management too. So, yeah, it's neat. That's the thing I'm looking for the most when I get back, is to share this stuff with my guys and let them run with it, because they love to do stuff like that.
Yeah, anything that can get us more information about what we're doing, anything that can get us more details on the status of our systems, more details on what's going on, more details on what's happening when we're not looking at it. That's helpful in trying to figure out why twice a week we get a call from this one room that one of the displays won't turn on, but every time we get there, it's fine. So what's going on there? And it's
user error, and they don't want to admit it.
Well, there's always that. Yeah. Well, gents, any other big trends we're seeing here, or have we talked ourselves out?
Well, I mean, everybody's got a camera. It tracks, you know.
AI.
AI is definitely a theme.
I didn't see many, products being marketed to me as AI, though, which is good.
There was a hype cycle.
Was there?
Yeah.
Just like the pendulum swings,
not,
we oversteer.
not here.
And
because
I think that fatigue has come and
like
gone,
stop
and
calling
people
your
are more
product AI.
realistic now.
At what point when do you get the AI exhaustion, when you your camera tracking my face across the room.
It's not
Is
AI.
that really AI?
No.
No.
Creative programming, yes.
Right.
Intelligence,
Right.
probably not.
Is it machine learning?
I would even say no to that.
Right. I mean,
Machine vision.
A lot of it's
Yeah.
simply character recognition on like 2 dots in this like this shape on a round thing. Like that's a person. So.
yeah.
Yeah.
The cool part, that camera over there. I don't want to say anything, but
Name dropped everybody else.
yeah, but this one's a behind the curtain thing. So
But their name's right there.
They should have something at Infocom that we talked about at last year's Infocom. They showed us some things, and the one before that, they showed us some more things, and they actually did release. That was the tracking software thing. But yeah, there's something that they're working on that we gave them some ideas, and they're like, kind of what you just said about a face. Well, think if you didn't want to track a face, if you want to track something else, an object,
Yeah.
circle that object. And
So it just goes.
I've seen that demoed from other manufacturers.
yeah, but this will work.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say where they were so focused on like object tracking to say like, oh, and we can identify the thing that somebody left on the table. I'm like, okay, I get it. That's an interesting like technical.
I remember the original Hudley.
Well-
It showed like wastebasket,
Yeah.
convention bag.
because it didn't. You know, it's like. I get it. You're looking at a reference of a library of references. You're identifying what that is. You're telling me it's like, okay,
Statistically,
but like,
with some confidence.
Yeah.
But what we're looking at it for is if you have a plinth at your physical therapy lab and a doctor is manipulating a leg or a joint of some sort. Something you use for instruction, not something that's like for security or
Right.
We
noticing
have
if-
that in our physical therapy lab, which we've got cameras that kind of zoom in, but they're not nothing automated or
Correct.
anything. That it's
But if it
kind
was
of
looking
just
for an activity,
Right.
and that's the part to zoom in for your students.
We have the same ones, and I got a guy at a touch panel now moving things around. And it
we
works,
just have
but
like 2 or 3 like major presets, and
Yeah.
then anything after that is just onesies and twosies. Like sometimes
Yeah.
I need to move it over here.
yeah, this one will you pinpoint an item, and it's now
It's just going to track that one
around the
thing.
room. Like, yeah.
Okay.
You know, it's going to
And
be cool for our golf lab too.
So what does that happen? Like the user comes in and you have like an interactive
Don't-
display there?
Yeah,
Like what do you?
I think you're going to have to
because
have
the
set
user
some
has to
sort
do
of
that each
parameters.
time.
Which that'll be where it fails. If the faculty member has to do an
Yeah.
enrollment process or
Yeah.
set up,
It's going to have to be
facial recognition. You can't override that with a safety net.
So are you going to put like, does the image show up on the touch panel and the first, like you hit start system and the first thing you do is circle your object and then you move on to
That-
operation?
I mean, I would say that's something that the smart people would have to figure out. To me, we already have a preview on our touch panel of what the camera feed is. So I would say you zoom in as close as you possibly can, let it square up onto whatever you're trying to do, hit a button that maybe says activate, and then it tracks from there. It comes back to a happy spot. And
How do you draw a circle on your touch panel?
well, that's what I'm saying. That you don't do
You
it.
touch
The
it.
camera does it.
Oh, you're not manually.
No, you would just.
So how does the camera know which object you want to track?
Yeah, it's a good point. That's
Because if I've got a pencil and a surgical item,
right.
don't track my pencil, track the
Right.
surgical item.
So, without someone setting it up, how do you just do it?
So
You're
do
going to
you
need to put
see-
this beacon on this surgical, so it's like follow, like
Well,
oh shit.
I mean, it could be like an IR, like the little balls that you wear for the.
Maybe.
retroreflective.
Yeah, maybe that's something, or maybe you put like a QR code
Or you
or
put
something that's
on,
down
like,
near
put,
it that
a
it can
little
detect.
sticker on your hand if you're
So, like-
following hands.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's really cool, and that's really specialized and niche. But like, what would you put in a lecture hall?
It wouldn't go. Yeah, I wouldn't
go
use
in
it there.
Are you
special
going to be
labs.
do? Well, I mean, like facial recognition versus audio tracking. Those applications, there's a time and place for each. But how do you suss out which one is the right one in each?
On our campus, we suss it out by the complaints we get.
Okay.
So if someone's in a room and,
Error and trial.
we're getting complaints like, oh, we need to do this or we want to do that, back to the data.
The tool set's not exactly working for him. The system's working,
Right.
but it's the thing's not
If I
doing
got
what they
8
need it to
instructors
do.
in the room and 7 of them are happy and one's unhappy, we're going to move him. I'm not going to change the room
Right.
for one loud mouth. So we'll
so
try.
that would be audio tracking.
True. But we actually don't use audio tracking in our. We have it. We've deployed it in a few spaces, but we don't bother. We just mics on, mics off. We don't bother tracking with the audio. I don't care what anybody says. Find me somebody in this room that can put 250 people in an auditorium, and you're going to track when you got 25 people talking at the same time. that microphone beam is doing this and it's not working. You're hearing everything anyway.
You would have to track like per quadrant, like
exactly
a third, and a third, or something.
Yeah,
which is not even that effective when you.
So you're still going to hear the ambient noise we're hearing
Yeah.
right now of everybody in this room. It's the same thing you're going to hear when the Zoom call is getting recorded.
Right.
So there's not a software out there smart enough that's going to zoom in onto that. We're not
Physics are a
scared.
bitch, man.
Yeah.
Can't break them.
It's not quite that bad, Frank, but it is. Yeah, we did it in a 150-seater lecture hall as a proof of concept.
Yeah.
And it basically what we have to do is anytime it's getting data from multiple microphones, it goes to like a home position and just cuts to a wide shot.
Yeah.
But when you have people asking questions, then you can get in tighter to like a group of 3 or 4 of them.
If you can get the 3 or 4 to talk here and the people over there shut up.
Yep.
Now, is it a predetermined beam location and you just have preset 1 as set
Yes.
with lobe
Yep.
4? So if it smoothly moved across the stage, you're not getting that panning action based on audio tracking.
No, and so that was one of the challenges we had with it, was like, how is this going to work in practice, and how effective is it? And like I said, it was very much a proof of concept. When we do it, even in auditoriums, we will do that, but we break the room into 4 or 5 presets. Anybody in this spot making more noise than anybody else,
excluded.
We go to that group or this group.
Yeah.
If everyone's just yakking away, it just cuts to wide.
Right.
And if anything's coming through on the instructor side, it cuts to that front shot. So we keep it very basic in that sense. So there's a little bit of switching, a little bit of interactivity. And mainly that's just to ensure if somebody is remote and they're watching the room, they're not just simply stuck with the wide shot of the room and everybody in there is a little dot and they can't quite see what's going on.
Right.
That's all we're trying to do is improve that experience. Like I said, we did one room really detailed, and I think it's like several dozen presets, and it's zones, and it's all over the place. And that was purely to see how
Is
well
it
does
good?
this
Yeah.
work.
Can
And
we
actually,
do it?
It does okay, but funny thing is, you talk to my team, like, hey, you want to ever do that again? They're like, no.
Yeah.
The amount of time that took to kind of
It's a
get
lot of
dialed
work.
in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is
Does
it
does
worth
that
it?
replicate? No. But like, if I wanted to say these 2 spaces are our premier spaces on camp, then maybe. But yeah, it's not. It's not something you're going to deploy widely.
And how many of those size rooms do you have, right? You have more average size rooms that are more scalable to come up with
Yeah, I have
your
8 or
kill-
10 rooms like that. Is
Yeah.
it worth going through that amount of work for those 8 or 10 rooms?
Right.
Or do I, the standard 40, 30, 50 person room, and I do my same sort of thing? Hey, of the students in there, I'm going to do 4 shots across the back, but in a smaller group, I can see here's a cluster of 5 or 6 people, and so it's much easier to deploy that too.
Yep.
So I think we've got that down to like, it's about 2 hours for us to set up the whole thing. So we've been cross-training students on it. It's working pretty well. So cool.
Magic.
Yeah, yes, it's magic. That said, and you guys did mention earlier, I mean, there's a lot of cameras out there that are doing it in camera on the AI, if you want to call it that, but that processing on the edge devices.
Yeah.
And that is, I think, that's the phrase we've been using this week. Like, it's not just good; it's good enough.
Yeah.
Where like, it's not a perfect experience. It doesn't replace somebody in there driving it from a camera controller.
Camera person is better.
Yeah.
But if it's, to your point, is it following someone along just based on that's different than the background? Is it seeing activity in the room? And anything that kind of changes up that static shot that we've been dealing with for 20 years of just like, here's the room and that's it. I think anything that improves that experience for remote people is a win. So, and if that's down to a camera that's $900 and it can do it, great. I'm all for it. And then we give them the option to turn that off if it's distracting.
All to be a
$900.
thumbnail on top of their slides.
Yeah.
Not 1,000, 900. That's your budget.
Well, I'm just saying there's cameras out there that
Why
cost
not, dude?
$900 that do it. So,
Yeah.
and that's my current threshold for my like basic cameras, $900. So, if someone comes out with one that's like $650 and does it, I'll move to that. So,
Sennheiser bar, the small bar, just dropped their price to $699.
hey. Does that work on USB only mode yet?
And does it,
did
have Dante
it
still?
did before.
You still had to go into Control Cockpit to set it up. You had
Yes.
to put it on the LAN, and I was like, that's a non-starter. Unless they've changed it. But a year ago, that was the limitation.
I have them in rooms that I don't have them on LAN.
No, but
So-
you have to go in and like set them up on the LAN. So you have to set up like that.
You can't
like a
set it up
192
over USB.
unless they've changed that.
They think they changed it
Okay, good.
because my programmer was not in the room and we had it working.
Okay. Then I'm glad to hear that because I
But
brought that up. when
I could be talking out my ass, so I don't know.
So when
But
I saw one of the, it was like a year and a half ago, and I was like, guys, where's the USB setup? They're like, no,
I
it's
know
USB
a guy.
device.
We can go ask him.
Yeah. And it was funny because they were like, oh, we never considered that option. I'm like, because you've only been talking with like high-end integrators that are going to like put everything on the network. I'm going to deploy it as a USB device.
Correct.
Because why am I complicating a room that's a camera bar with a USB device and a TV?
The large bar I'll put on the network when I'm using one of the ceiling mics for
right,
Dante.
because it can share mics. Yeah.
Right, but the small bar, no, it's all straight USB-C.
I'm glad to hear they're taking...
I'm pretty sure they did that.
Good. That's good customer feedback then. All right. Well, gents, appreciate the roundtable wide-ranging discussion on everything from the best country band that's focused on old folks' homes to Penn State and everything in between.
Is that band? Are they going to sponsor the next AV Super Friends?
What was
podcast?
it? Dusty Drawers
And the skid marks.
and the skid marks. You know, maybe that's who is coming up with all our music on our shows.
Right.
Maybe that's who that is.
They play nothing but the rusty trombone.
Yep.
The line was back there.
Cross that. All right, gents. Thanks much.
Well, that wraps up another episode of AV Super Friends Perspectives. If you have a perspective to share, you can contact us with questions, topic ideas, or general complaints at mailbag@avsuperfriends.com.
Nice work, everyone. Sharp broadcast. Really good. Everyone on the floor as well. Really a lot of hustle. I liked it.
The opinions expressed by the AV Super Friends are solely those of the individuals and do not represent their respective institutions, organizations, companies, or clients.